The world is my toilet. Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by for, you guessed it, another retro VHS showcasing video. Today, I'm delighted to share with you what I can only assume is the original North American VHS release of Graduation Day. Taking a look at the back on the bottom, we've got copyright 1982, Columbia Pictures Industries, Incorporated. Very exciting that this very well might be the very first, a lot of varies there, North American VHS release of this title, a movie I hold in relatively high regard. Feel free to check out my movie and Blu-ray review that I did quite a while ago now. Quite a classic slasher movie from the heyday, early 80s of slasher films, featuring none other than Christopher George in a wacky role that's a bunch of fun. Taking a closer look at the front cover, it seems to be faded, as is probably the case with the majority of this release that I have. On the top we can see a video store sticker, 342 written on it for video store purposes. This VHS release probably predates the RCA Columbia Pictures home video goings on, because as you can see on the top here, it says Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment, a division of Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated. Panning further down, as we can see, the original theatrical poster featured on the cover, gotta love it. Picture of some graduating blonde with the graduating thing on her head being chopped in pieces by some kind of medieval axe. Not exactly sure why it's a medieval axe in the poster, but it is. Really cool Graduation Day logo with a dagger there for the T, kind of offset Dutch angle, if you will, on the graduation day. The class of '81 is running out of time. Under that we can see abbreviated credits. We can also see rated R, copyright 1981, IFI/Scope 3 Incorporated. That would be the copyright year for the movie itself, not the home video release. Taking a look at the right spine, we've got red on black with the red border going on. Graduation Day, VHS. On the bottom of the spine, Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. Looks like catalog number VIF6000E. Taking a look at the left spine, red on black without the red border, Graduation Day, Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. Top of this VHS looks like this, and you'll be very interested to see what the bottom looks like as well. Bottom looks like that. You might ask yourself, how the hell do you get the cassette out of this package if the top, bottom, sides, front and back are all sealed? Well, to answer that question, this is, you can tell this is a really old VHS, because Paramount would do this as well in the early 80s. In order to get the VHS cassette out, you open this flap, and then the VHS cassette, kind of hard to see, but the VHS cassette actually slides out of here, and you've got access to the cassette. Inside the front cover flap, we've got this basically black area with a little thin red border, Columbia logo up top there, front and center. Graduation Day, the cast, you can pause and read if you want to. On the bottom here we can see distributed by Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. You've got an address for it at the time, and copyright 1982, Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated. I can only assume that that's the release year of this VHS cassette. Taking a look at where the VHS cassette is housed, you can see it gets this really nice area, which is actually kind of sealed except for this place to pull the tape out of. Once again, it's black with a thin red border, Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. You've got the logo, a division of Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated. We can also see the label that is actually on the VHS cassette through this little cutout that they provided as well. Wow, this is some fancy VHS stuff. Taking a look at the back cover, we've got your standard layout for early 80s, actually just kind of 80s in general Columbia home video releases. I think it would, not only be early 80s but mid to late 80s, as we've already shown you guys the No Mercy VHS from the late 80s. Really do dig this layout. Got a rectangle up top with the class of '81 jocks and jockettes there, with Christopher George squatting down there with the trophy in his sweatpants and sweatshirt and with his frickin' coach whistle. Then you've got a square with Christopher George in a really goofy image. This is completely off center and just goofy. Smaller little box with a Friday the 13th-esque victim that is nailed to this door. Gotta love it. Taut suspense, heart-stopping shocks, and mystery are all awaiting in graduation day. It's just weeks before high school graduation, and members of the track team are being mysteriously and gruesomely murdered, one at a time. When the team's star runner, Laura Ramstead, falls dead at the end of a championship meet, her sister Anne comes to town, and a series of grisly murders begins. Is Anne responsible, or is it Coach Michaels, who has been fired because of Laura's death? Perhaps it's the campus policeman who is disliked because of his overzealous drug investigations. Or is it Laura's boyfriend, Kevin, who can't reconcile himself to Laura's death? You won't want to see this one alone. And at the very bottom here we can see very simple, simply Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment, a division of Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated, and we've seen the rest of it. Taking a look at the VHS cassette itself, we see, first of all, we kind of see this video store sticker that's a little bit backwards compared to what we're used to. Instead of saying "Be kind, rewind," this one says "Don't be unkind, please rewind," which is interesting. I think we're all familiar with the other version, but this version is actually interesting. Maybe it's the first version and they decided to reword it to the other one, which I would argue is better. "Be kind, rewind" is better than "Don't be unkind, please rewind." So this might be the actual first version of the sticker. Who the hell knows? Taking a closer look at the label here, it's just basically white label, red border with blue elements there, Columbia logo, Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment, graduation day logo in blue, copyright 1981, IFI/Scope 3 Incorporated. Once again, copyright 81 is for the release year of the film. All important copyright FBI warning information there. Then featured on the bottom of the red border, copyright 1982, Columbia Pictures Industries Incorporated. Taking a look at the spine, once again, white, red border, blue graduation day logo, and Columbia logo with Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment on the bottom. You can also see the video store sticker for video store purposes on the spine of this cassette. Once again, 342. Yeah, I think it's fair to say this very well might be the very first VHS release of this title in North America. Definitely very cool to own this release. Hope you guys enjoyed this showcasing video. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.